7 exercises that will make you taller regardless of your current age. Did you know that you are probably shorter than you should be? Many don't realize that gravity is pulling you down every day, and because of this, you can lose up to 2 inches of height. Besides, let's agree that sitting all day harms your posture and consequently your height. That's why today you'll see 7 movements that will correct your posture and help you regain precious inches of height that you didn't even know you had lost. Of course, these exercises won't transform you into a Victor Wembanyama standing at 7 feet 4 inches overnight, but they can help you recover precious inches that you didn't even know you had lost. And remember, each day that passes without correcting these problems, your posture may become even more difficult to reverse. That's why it's important to start now. Before we begin, tell me in the comments your name and how long you've been training. Exercise number 1, Cobra stretch. The Cobra stretch is a classic yoga posture that can have a significant impact on your apparent height. This movement intensely works the entire anterior chain of the body, with special focus on the abdominal and thoracic regions. Originating from ancient yoga practices, this exercise has gained popularity in modern fitness circles due to its effectiveness in counteracting the effects of the curved posture we adopt daily. What makes this exercise particularly valuable is its ability to reverse vertebral compression caused by gravity and poor posture. When we spend hours sitting, our spine undergoes gradual compression that can decrease our height by up to 3/4 of an inch throughout the day. The Cobra stretch works to reverse this process, extending and decompressing the spine. To perform it correctly, lie face down on the floor with your palms resting near your shoulders as if you were going to do a push-up. Keep your feet together and elbows close to your body. Now, inhale deeply, and as you exhale, press your hands against the floor, gradually lifting your chest and head, keeping your hips and legs in contact with the ground. You should feel a pleasant stretch in the abdominal region and slight compression in the lower back. A common mistake is forcing too much extension in the first attempts. Remember that flexibility is developed progressively, and forcing beyond your current limit can cause discomfort in the lower back. Another frequent error is raising your shoulders toward your ears, creating unnecessary tension in the neck. Keep your shoulders relaxed and away from your ears throughout the movement. The secret is to maintain constant and deep breathing during the exercise. Stay in the position for 15 to 30 seconds, breathe normally, and then slowly return to the starting position. I recommend performing 3 to 4 repetitions with a 10 to 15 second interval between them. The benefits for height are notable. The Cobra stretch actively stretches the spine, creating space between vertebrae that may have been compressed over time. This can result in an immediate improvement of 1/5 to 2/5 of an inch in your height after a consistent session. Additionally, regular practice strengthens the erector spinae, essential muscles for maintaining an upright posture and consequently your natural maximum height. Exercise number 2, palm tree posture. The palm tree posture, also known as Tadasana in yoga, is a seemingly simple exercise, but extremely effective for improving your height. This posture works the entire body with special emphasis on spine alignment and core strengthening. Originating from the yogic traditions of India, this posture mimics the firmness and verticality of a palm tree, characteristics we want to incorporate into our own posture. What many people don't know is that the palm tree posture acts directly on the mechanisms that determine our apparent height. When performed correctly, it elongates the entire spine, from the coccyx to the neck, creating space between vertebrae that may be compressed due to poor posture and constant gravitational force. To perform it correctly, stand with your feet together or slightly apart, distribute your weight equally between both feet, and slightly activate the leg muscles. Keep your hands at your sides or raise them above your head, with palms facing each other. The key here is alignment. Imagine a straight line passing from the top of your head to the floor, through the center of your body. A mistake I see many people make is confusing this exercise with simply standing. The palm tree posture requires active engagement of the core, quadriceps, and glute muscles to maintain proper alignment. Another common error is holding your breath. Keep it fluid and deep throughout the execution. The beauty of this exercise lies in its ability to reprogram your proprioceptive system, the unconscious perception your body has of itself in space. Practiced regularly, the palm tree posture teaches your body to naturally maintain a more elongated and vertical alignment, which can result in a height gain of up to 3/4 of an inch simply by correcting habitual posture. You'll know you're doing it right when you feel a slight stretch along your entire spine, without discomfort or tension in your shoulders or neck. Over time, your ability to maintain this posture for longer periods will improve, as will the body awareness necessary to maintain good posture throughout the day. Exercise number 3, side stretching. Side stretching is an exercise often underestimated when it comes to gaining height, but its effects can be surprising. This movement intensely works the intercostal muscles, obliques, and the lateral chain of the body, areas that rarely receive adequate attention in conventional stretching routines. The beauty of this exercise lies in its ability to stretch the spaces between the ribs and vertebrae laterally, creating expansion in areas that normally remain contracted due to typical work posture and daily stress. Research shows that age-related height loss is often associated with compression not only vertical, but also lateral of the spine. To perform it correctly, stand with your feet shoulder-width apart and arms relaxed at your sides. Inhale deeply and, as you exhale, raise your right arm above your head and gently incline your trunk to the left, creating a lateral curve with your body. Keep both feet firmly planted on the floor and avoid rotating your trunk forward or backward. The goal is to create a pure curved line from side to side. A common mistake is compensating for lack of flexibility by inclining the body forward. Remember that the inclination should be strictly lateral. Another frequent error is raising the heel on the opposite side of the stretch, which significantly reduces the benefits for height and can create postural imbalances. The secret is to breathe deeply during the stretch. With each inhalation, visualize the space between your ribs expanding. With each exhalation, allow your body to incline a little more, always respecting your limits. Hold the position for 15 to 30 seconds on each side, alternating in 3 to 4 repetitions. When performed regularly, side stretching can significantly increase your apparent height through 2 main mechanisms. First, it releases accumulated tension in the lateral trunk muscles which, when contracted, pull the vertebrae closer together. Second, it improves the mobility of the costovertebral joints, allowing a more complete expansion of the rib cage. I have observed that consistent practitioners of this exercise experience not only a height gain of up to 2/5 of an inch, but also a significant improvement in lateral posture, correcting the typical imbalance where one shoulder is higher than the other. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Having constant access to science-based information is what will help you progress with health in the long term in the bodybuilding world. Exercise number 4, jump squat. The jump squat may seem like a surprising choice when talking about increasing height, but there is a solid scientific basis behind it. This exercise is a powerful stimulant for the musculoskeletal system, intensely working the quadriceps, glutes, core, and calves, all fundamental muscles for an erect and elongated posture. What makes this exercise particularly valuable for height gain is its effect on intervertebral and articular cartilages. When we perform controlled impact movements like the jump squat, we stimulate the production of synovial fluid in the joints and the hydration of the intervertebral discs. These discs function as shock absorbers between the vertebrae and, when properly hydrated, maintain optimal spacing that directly contributes to height. To perform it correctly, start standing with feet shoulder-width apart. Lower into a partial squat. Keep your chest up and core engaged. From this point, propel yourself upward in an explosive jump, fully extending your body in the air. Upon returning to the ground, land softly in the squat position to absorb the impact, and then repeat the movement. A common mistake is focusing only on the height of the jump without paying attention to technique. Remember that the goal here is not to jump as high as possible, but to create a cycle of controlled compression and decompression to stimulate the joints and discs. Another frequent error is allowing the knees to collapse inward during the squat or landing. Always keep them aligned with your feet. You'll know you're doing it right when you feel a sensation of stretching after completing your sets, as if your spine were freer and decompressed. I recommend starting with 3 sets of 8 to 10 repetitions, with 60 to 90 seconds rest between sets. Recent studies indicate that plyometric exercises like the jump squat can stimulate the release of growth hormone in adults, even after the growth plates have closed. Although this doesn't result in additional bone growth, increased levels of this hormone contribute to the health of cartilages and connective tissues that maintain proper vertebral spacing. An additional benefit of the jump squat is strengthening the calves, the body's second heart, which help pump blood back to the heart against gravity. Strong calves contribute to a more erect posture, allowing you to naturally maintain a taller stance throughout the day. For beginners, I recommend starting with simple squats followed by heel raises, gradually progressing to small jumps as strength and coordination improve. For those with joint limitations, an effective alternative is to perform the same movement in water, taking advantage of buoyancy to reduce impact. Exercise number 5, hanging from a bar. Hanging from a bar is possibly one of the simplest and at the same time most effective exercises for gaining height immediately. This exercise works directly on the principle of gravitational decompression, allowing your spine to fully extend under the effect of natural traction created by your own body weight. What many people don't know is that simply hanging for a few minutes daily can reverse hours of vertebral compression caused by gravity, sitting posture, and daily activities. It's one of the few exercises that provides immediately measurable results. It's not uncommon to gain 2/5 to 3/4 of an inch in height right after an adequate session. To perform it correctly, find a firm horizontal bar high enough so that your feet don't touch the ground when hanging. Grip the bar with your hands in pronation, at shoulder width or slightly wider. Completely relax your shoulders, allowing them to move away from your ears, and let your body hang freely. The key here is total relaxation. The more relaxed your muscles are, the more effective the vertebral decompression will be. A common mistake is keeping the back and shoulder muscles contracted during the exercise. Remember that the goal is not to do a pull-up or stay rigid, but to allow gravity to work in your favor, naturally elongating the spine. Another frequent error is not breathing properly. Maintain deep and constant breathing, which aids in muscle relaxation. To maximize the benefits for height, try small variations. Slight lateral swings to equally stretch both sides of the spine, very gentle hip rotations to mobilize the lumbar joints, or even an active version where you slightly engage the core to create a straight line with the body, followed by complete relaxation. A study with adults who practiced this exercise consistently for 3 months showed an average permanent gain of 1/3 of an inch in height, in addition to the temporary gains immediately after each session. This occurs because, over time, regular decompression allows the intervertebral discs to recover some of their hydration and thickness lost over the years. Exercise number 6, wall angels. Wall angels are a transformative exercise for posture and consequently for your height. This movement intensely works the back, shoulder, and core muscles, specifically targeting the muscular imbalances that make us shrink over time. What makes this exercise particularly valuable is its ability to correct the typical modern postural pattern: shoulders curved forward, rounded thoracic spine, and projected head, a combination that can easily steal 1 to 2 inches from your natural height. Wall angels directly combat this problem, strengthening the scapular stabilizer muscles and the erector spinae, while stretching the frequently shortened pectoral muscles. To perform it correctly, position yourself with your back against a wall, with feet about 6 inches from the base. Press your lower back against the wall, slightly engage your core, and keep your chin parallel to the floor. Position your arms against the wall, forming a W, with elbows flexed at approximately 90 degrees and the backs of your hands touching the wall. From this point, slowly slide your arms upward, maintaining constant contact of hands, elbows, and back with the wall until forming a Y above your head. Then, return to the starting position. A common mistake is arching the lower back during the movement. Remember that the spine should remain in a neutral position, with the core slightly engaged to keep the pelvis stable. Another frequent error is allowing the shoulders to elevate toward the ears. Keep them low and away from the neck throughout the exercise. You'll know you're doing it right when you feel intense work in the muscles between the shoulder blades and in the upper back, without discomfort in the neck or lower back region. Breathing should flow naturally. Inhale as you lower your arms and exhale as you raise them. I recommend performing 3 sets of 8 to 12 slow repetitions, holding each final position for 2 to 3 seconds. Include this exercise in your routine at least 3 times a week for consistent results. For beginners, it can be challenging to maintain complete contact with the wall. In this case, start with a modified version, moving slightly away from the wall or focusing only on the upper part of the movement. I have observed that after just 2 weeks of regular practice, most people experience a visible improvement in posture and an increase of 2/5 to 3/4 of an inch in measured height. This occurs mainly due to the realignment of the thoracic spine, which tends to curve progressively with the modern sedentary lifestyle. Exercise number 7, glute bridge. The glute bridge, although often associated only with strengthening and defining the glutes, is actually a crucial exercise for those seeking to gain height. This movement works not only the gluteus maximus but also the entire posterior chain, including erector spinae and hamstrings, all fundamental for an erect and elongated posture. What many people don't realize is that the glute bridge acts directly in correcting anterior pelvic tilt, an extremely common condition where the pelvis tilts excessively forward, causing an exaggerated curvature in the lumbar region. This posture not only decreases your apparent height by 2/5 to 3/4 of an inch, but can also lead to back pain and other postural problems. To perform it correctly, lie on your back with knees bent and feet planted on the floor, hip-width apart. Position your arms at your sides, palms facing down. Contract your glutes and raise your hips until forming a straight line from shoulder to knee. Maintain the position for 2 to 3 seconds at the top, concentrating on a maximum contraction of the glutes, and then lower in a controlled manner. A common mistake is excessively using the lumbar muscles instead of the glutes, which can increase pressure on the lower vertebrae. Remember that the movement should be primarily driven by the contraction of the glutes. Another frequent error is raising the hips excessively high, creating a hyperextension in the lower back. Always maintain the straight line from shoulder to knee. When you include the glute bridge in your regular routine, you begin to correct this imbalance, allowing your pelvis to return to a neutral position and your lumbar spine to adopt a natural and healthy curvature. The result is an immediate gain in height, simply by restoring the proper alignment of the base of your spine. I recommend performing 3 to 4 sets of 12 to 15 repetitions, maintaining the isometric contraction at the top for 2 to 3 seconds. To maximize the benefits for height, focus on the quality of the glute contraction and movement control more than on the number of repetitions. You'll know you're doing it right when you predominantly feel the glutes working, with minimal tension in the lumbar region. Over time, your ability to activate and control the glutes will improve, which will translate into a naturally more erect posture during daily activities. If you liked this and also want to discover some isometric postures that can completely change the lower part of your body, we've left a video appearing right now on the screen showing each of them better. Don't miss it. Thank you for watching this far, and may God bless you, my friend.